Happy Monday. Look who's on time today. Y'all see me? I am here. I am on time on this marvelous Monday. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's going to be a long day. I can already tell by the fact that my second monitor is not working today. So I can already tell. Good morning, Chloe's mom. Um, I can tell it's going to be a day. I got a government audit at work. So we're going to be doing that. It's going to be a day. It's going to be a day. But I am in control of the things I can control. And that is what I'm going to say all day. And we're going to get through it. Good morning, Crystal. Happy Monday. How is everybody doing? Don't mind my roses back there. They are dying. But I have been on vacay, so I will get some more today. Okay. We went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee with the family. We go every year. Well, we don't go to Gatlinburg every year, but we go on a trip every year. We do vision boards. We spent time with the entire family. It was fun. We stayed in a huge cabin. The kids loved it. It was great. And now I have to come back to work, and it is what it is. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I feel like I'm getting a little sniffle because it's like 80 degrees in Tennessee and then it's like 40 degrees in Michigan. And when I find that groundhog, I'm going to I mean, never mind. It's going to do some things we can't say on YouTube. Helena, is that true? Oh my gosh. We could have. Yes, I was all up and through that thing this weekend. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Where are we on this marvelous Monday? We got a lot going on. Not only for me at work and for me in life. We got a lot going on in these legal streets. Listen, Kouri Richins is guilty on all counts. Here's the thing. We weren't surprised. We weren't surprised by that. Nobody was surprised by that. Um, as a lawyer, I know people get mad at me about this. As a lawyer, just legally speaking, I don't think they had enough to convict her. As a human, I knew she was going to jail. As a regular person walking the streets, I knew she was going to jail. After that letter, after that letter, and I dare to say, after the defense did not put on a case, she was going to jail. Um, she fought the good fight, though. She fought the good fight. I think that the prosecution did a great job on their closing arguments. It was a little long in the tooth, but I think the visual aids. I This was the first time I have seen them do where like during the prosecution's closing where they were like this person said this when they actually put up a picture of that person on the stand and put up their words. I thought that was chef's kiss because sitting we like I say all the time as watchers of trials, we have the luxury of stop, rewind, go back. What did she say? I want to go back and listen to her testimony again. Juries do not have that. So if you're sitting in trial for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it will be very hard to recall what that first witness said by the time you got to witness 60. It's like, who, what did she say again? Who was that? Who was first? So having that picture up while I'm saying this is what this person said, brilliant. Brilliant. Do you hear me? Amazing. Perfect. 10 out of 10. Um, Playing that 911 call with the clock, like Floyd's mama saying, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. Because listen, just as a human, that 911 call was weird. That 911 call was weird. And I hate to try to judge people in grief because as a Scorpio, as a Scorpio, I am very measured in my grief and then it all kind of spills out at once. Right? But at the moment, I feel like I'm still processing what's happening to me. So like if something traumatic happened to me in that moment, I feel like people may look at me like she's not sad enough. She's not doing enough. She's not, what's wrong with her? But like I feel like my brain kind of shuts off when it's happening and I kind of go into like almost like a calm trance. And then it could be a minute later or 10 minutes later or 30 minutes later or a day later. It's just all going to come flooding out of me and it's just too much. And then I can't do anything, which is why I took that little hiatus. Um so I hate to judge people in grief because I know that sometimes when I'm very upset and when I'm very sad, it doesn't show up in my face or in my emotions or you know out loud. But in my head, I'm going through tons of shit. So I hate to judge people in their grief. But at the same time, but at the same time, I feel like my call to 911 about my unresponsive husband would either be, and here's the thing, this is the thing, here it is. It would either be complete pandemonium, screaming, can't really talk, hurry up, get somebody here, I don't know what's going on, or it would be very logical. It will be very strategic. He's here. He's not breathing. He's on the floor. What do I do? When are they coming? She was like, she was like, and now, and I don't, never, and I don't know, and I want to be, and he's not breathing. I think I don't know how to do CPR, and I don't, like that's, I don't know what part of the spectrum, I don't know what part of the spectrum that is, and so it was never believable. It was never believable that it was never believable that you just saw him. Either you have been there with his body knowing he was dead for a very long time before you called police, or you knew he was dead and you were faking. Like it was just I don't know where on the spectrum to place that affect that we got from her. So them playing the 911 call with the clock, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. And then the defense closing with random pictures of Monopoly. Like, girl, didn't I tell you what to do? Didn't I already tell you what to do? Gave you your closing word for word. Okay? Told you exactly what to say, exactly how to say it. And you got up there and did, you're going to jail. And they knew she was going to jail, which is why that lady said, I don't even want to sit down because I know. Because you know she's going to jail. You don't want to sit down because you know she's going to jail. What were those statues? Told you what to do. You started your opening with a witch and a widow. Whether it was going to win her the case or not, it would have left some thought if you would have put up everything they had against you and then you say your other side of it. That's all you had to do. I don't know what she was talking about. Best friend in her closing. Just leave shit like that alone because whether or not the best friend is still affectionate with Kouri or just still like my friend was sick and crazy and but she's still my friend. She's been whatever her friend response to Kouri Richins is, I don't care. We think she's a crazy deranged thief who stole $40,000 from her friend. You can just leave shit like that out. And then you watched the prosecution closing and you watched them put up evidence for everything they said. And then you up here putting up statues and Monopoly cards. What the hell is going on here? What's going on here? You should have done exactly what I said. Here is the witch. Here is what's actually happening. That should have been boom, 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 boom. Get out of there. You're going to jail anyway. But I think the verdict was so quick because they didn't even, your closing didn't even give them anything to think about. I think you didn't even give them anything to think about. Like, well, what about, they sat around that table. They said, yeah, so she guilty. They just wanted to gossip for a little minute. They just wanted to gossip about all the stuff they couldn't say. Like, what did you think about? That was crazy, right? Like, that's it. That's it. And we heard from the jurors. They knew she was guilty pretty quick. We heard one of the jurors say, I would have liked to see what the defense had to say. Because listen, and the defense does not have to put on the case. They do not have to prove her innocent. But usually the only time the defense sits down until we have no case is if one, they know their client is guilty and they've done the best they can with the prosecution's case. Two, they are very sure that the prosecution has not met their burden and we're just going to let them do it. Or three, they just dumb. And let me tell you, you have fought tooth and nail about every issue. And I believe that one, can't ever remember her name, the one with the very annoying y'all, sat up there and said that they had an expert that was going to talk about the difference between oxy pills and fentanyl pills. Did she not say that to us? Did she not say that to us? And then to insinuate to witnesses that you're questioning, so if such and such comes in here and testifies to this, they'll be lying. And then you don't have them come in and testify to this. It's like you're going to jail. You're going to jail. And it just wasn't surprising to me how quick they came back with a verdict. Maybe, maybe not. But I mean, if nobody has anything to discuss about her not being guilty, then what are we sitting in here for? Get me the hell out of here. I'm ready to go home. Um, the only the only attempted murder charge. Let me tell you something. It felt like if they were going to get her on the aggravated, they were going to get her on the attempted, which bothers me as a lawyer. As a lawyer, it bothers me because I don't think every charge that you charge somebody with should be able to stand alone as a charge. Meaning, if I only charged her with forgery and I wasn't able to put in all the evidence about the M and the point and the pills or whatever, she would still be the forgery. If I charged her with the aggravated murder and I didn't put in all the forgery and blah blah blah, she would still be able to be charged, convicted of the aggravated murder. That attempted one could not stand on its own 2 feet. And for that reason, she should have been found not guilty of that one. But I think they were just over it and they were like, guilty, she stole and she tried to kill him. That attempted him, where you have him getting sick from a sandwich. You don't have the sandwich. You don't have what she put in the sandwich. And he went to work that day and the next. there's no way you could walk into a courtroom with the facts about that particular, I'm not talking about all of it, that particular set of events, just those events, and get someone to be guilty. I'm very confused at why the judge wouldn't offer summary judgment on that one. I feel like as a judge, I would have. I feel like as a judge, I would have gave him that one because the facts of that case alone, just that one, does not meet anything. He went to work that day. If I tried to kill you, I did a piss poor job. If you went to work that day and the next, all you did was lay down for a couple minutes. That's like giving somebody too much Tylenol, and you don't even have what you don't have anything about this. And the sandwich is long gone. He didn't go to the doctor and get his blood tested. He didn't get anything. I just that one particularly. But whatever, don't matter. Add a few years on to onto life, and you still got life. I mean, it's all semantics at this point. I think she's going to jail for the rest of her natural life. If there is an appeal worthy, I don't know. Maybe, maybe the fact that he kept out some of the stuff about Eric doing pills before. Um, I don't think she will have a successful appeal with this case. But let's just hypothetically, hypothetically, in a perfect world for her, say she wins a new trial. It is going to be imperative that she testify. And the only way she walks away is if she says, we were crackheads. We were popping pills. And now that you've been convicted and you are going to jail, I hope that veil of whatever she has of this idyllic personality she wants to hold up finally does. I hope she finally doesn't give a shit about it and she finally tells the truth. Because here is the thing. I think she may have done it. I think she may have done it, but I don't think it was the crushing up in the drink like they want to say. I think she may have done it, but I think they were pill poppers. And I think he thinks she's giving him oxys because that's what they take, when in actuality she's giving him fentanyl. I don't think it was no I don't know. Personally, I don't think it was a sly fox. Let me crush these up in his drink. I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that. I think him and Kouri were over there living fast life at whatever street they live on. Fast money, fast drugs. I just believe that. I just believe that. I just believe that, which is why I believe, like, they want to say that he went and changed his will because she tried to kill him. I think he went and changed his will because he's like, we might go out of this thing together. And if we don't go out of this thing together, my wife is a crackhead. And not only is she a crackhead, she's a thief. And if this habit becomes worse, she's going to become a bigger thief. I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Opinion. You think she was trying to show a pattern and didn't mean to kill him? Then she wanted to say he OD'd before. Possibly. But why didn't she say that? Possibly. But why wouldn't she say that? When they found him and asked her, I don't think she ever intended to tell anybody they were doing drugs or on drugs or anything, because literally all of this goes away. All of this goes away. If the police get there or she's on the 911 call and she says, "We took some pills and I don't know how much he took. I took a couple and I went in there and he wasn't breathing." All of this goes away. Nobody goes to jail but the people who sold you the drugs. Like, like none of this happens if she says that. I don't know about that sandwich. I don't know if she tried to kill him. I don't know. It's just not. I don't have enough there. That's John. That was my theory long ago. That not only were they popping pills, she was high the night she called 911, which is why she kept her head in her hands and didn't want to look at anybody. And I know proof of that. I'm just wondering. All of this goes away. All of this goes away, which is sometimes why I kind of go back and forth. Like, did she actually? Did she actually kill him? Because why don't you know that all of this goes away if you say he took some pills? We were taking pills, we were celebrating, we was drinking, we was getting high. And then he went in there and laid down and I went to lay with the kids and I went back and like none of your life is it's done. I mean, you still got to fight them sisters. You probably would have still had all of this forgery stuff. They do have a pattern of purchasing pills. They bought all them pills from Carmen, and then remember the best friend came on, or not the best friend, one of the friends whose husband or fiance died in the bike accident, said they were asking for pills from. She was asking for pills from him too. So they kind of do have a pattern of. So if I buy 60, 100 pills, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long pills last. I'm not in those type of streets. I don't know if you pop one at a time, two. I don't know if you pop six a day. I don't know. Seems like they last a long time. So you're not gonna be out all the time buying pills. Y'all buy them by the boatload. Y'all got money. He got money. I don't know, but they did have a bag of hydrocodone. What was it? What did they have a bag of? Like hydrocodone. They had a bag of something in the house. I can't remember hydrocodone or something like that. So I just think they were pill poppers, and it got out of hand. And I think you gonna take an oxy? No, here go this. Yeah, this it's the oxy. Go ahead, get out of here. Hustling backwards. You about to kill the rich one to go with the poor one who's in your house, who's in your car, working for you. I'll never understand Kouri. I'll never understand women like Kouri. I'll never get it. I guess love is a powerful drug because ain't no way. Love for drug because ain't no way. Beauty, Corey's going to jail. And today starts a brand new trial out there in Massachusetts. And y'all know how I feel about Massachusetts. I don't even want to fly over Massachusetts. But Kelsey Fitsimmons starting today. And I just learned that she's having a bench trial, which is very interesting to me. I don't understand with the facts of her case why she would opt for a bench trial. I don't know. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why you would not go jury trial with all of the emotion that your case exudes. A judge is not going to look at that. A judge is not going to look at that. They're going to look at the law. They're going to look at what the lawyers are proving, whatever, whatever. A jury's going to put some emotion into it. And your case is very emotional. From what I've from the bit that I've deduced, because I haven't been following Kelsey Fitsimmons as closely as a lot of people have, um, but I've got the gist, and I don't understand why you would go bench trial. Okay, so for those who don't know about Kelly Fitzsimmons, I'm going to give the very broad synopsis, and anybody in the chat who's been following, and if I say anything wrong, please correct me. But this is what I've got. This is what I've this is what I've deduced. Kelsey is a police officer. Her boyfriend, fiance, is a firefighter. Apparently, Kelsey, as a police officer, goes to this very devastating call where the mother kills herself and her very young child, and it bothers her, as it should. It bothers her mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever. She goes into a psych hold. She goes to commit herself for a couple days. But she gets out, she gets better, she gets her job back, she gets her gun, she surrenders her gun, she gets her guns back. Everything's cool. Everything is cool. Um, then her and her fiance, the firefighter, go to a bachelorette party. Some things happen at the bachelor. They have a joint bachelorette party. Some things happen at the bachelorette party. I really don't know what, because it's he say she say. He say she was acting crazy and going nuts. She say he was getting drunk and going nuts. We don't know. It's he say she say. They get back home, but he doesn't come home to her. He is whatever, wherever. Mind you, they have a brand new baby. Baby's about 3 or 4 months old. So not only has she had this call that has really fucked with her, she's might be going through a little bit of postpartum depression. And I feel like women don't get enough grace for that. Like, women don't understand it, especially women who haven't been through it. Men don't understand it because they can never go through it. And people don't understand that there's levels to this shit. Like, there's mild postpartum, there's extreme postpartum, i.e. Andrea Yates. And I think all women go through some form of it, whether they recognize it as that, whether they are diagnosed as that. I think with your hormones going crazy, every woman has some sort of melancholy, or I don't know what I'm doing. Am I a good mom? All those thoughts run through your head when you have a baby. And some people get out of it really quick because they have a lot of help, or just because they're just mentally stronger, whatever. I feel like people don't really understand what that is till this day in 2026, with all these books and all these research and all this stuff. People still don't understand how big a deal postpartum depression is. So mind you, they get back from their bachelorette party. He doesn't come home. They have a 4-month-old baby. Great. Okay. He tells her, we need to talk. She's like, well, we all own this wedding venue. Am I paying for it or no? He's like, we need to talk. Meet me at the park. She goes to the park. He doesn't come. She's texting him crazy because you just told me to meet me at the park. I'm here at the park with my baby. Where's you at? Mind you, this is the Cliff Notes version. So these aren't the actual words, but y'all get it. Meet me at the park. He doesn't come to the park. She's blowing him up. What the fuck is you at? I'm at the park with my baby. So she sit there for hours. She goes back home. She gets back home. All of a sudden, the police are at her door telling her that she has some type of abuse warrants or something he's went and filed on her. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. And we're here to take your baby. Let's pause. Let's pause. Because what they're saying to her is, you're a threat to yourself, you're a threat to this man, and we think you might be a threat to this baby. So give me your baby. You, boyfriend, fiance, think that I'm a threat to my baby, yet you didn't come home from the bachelorette party, haven't been here for days. You told me to meet you at the park. I tell you I'm there with the baby. You don't show up at the park to get the baby that's in so much danger. You send me back home with the baby. that you think is in so much danger. The fact that police can roll up in your house and say, "Give me your baby," I feel like is a Massachusetts thing, and which is why I will not fly over Massachusetts. Because who in their right mind would let you, a mother, mind you, a new mother, my baby's 3, 4 months old. I don't give a damn if Jesus walked through my door unannounced and said, "Somebody said this about you, give me your baby." Oh, we all going out in the blaze of glory because who the fuck are you talking to? No court case, no, no verdicts, no evidence. He said something, whatever he said, I don't know. You don't have no evidence of this. Maybe text messages as I'm blowing him up as he told me to meet him somewhere. You don't have no evidence of this. We haven't put on no trial. He hasn't even got no restraining order at this point. And y'all roll up in my house and say, "Give me your baby." You a better moment than I'll ever be. Because mind you, she actually starts to pack the baby's bag. She's going to do what she's told. Maybe because she's a cop and she feel like all cops are good. I don't know. Mind you, one of the cops shows up is the same cop that went with her on the call that sent her crazy in the first place. So they have a history. Anywho, she's packing up the stuff for the baby because she's going to give them her baby, which is fucking beyond me. And then the fiance rolls in and she says, "Keep him away from me." I don't know what happens in the meantime, in between time. Yeah, she knew all of that. I don't know what happens in the meantime, in between time, but some kind of way they want her guns and they want her to pack up the baby. So as she's getting the guns, she she says, now this is her story is I she was going to kill herself. So she pointed the one of the guns at herself. One of the cops' story is that she pointed the gun at him. So he shoots her in the chest, shoots her in the chest. She goes to the hospital for, I want to say, about 6 months. But of course, so she goes to jail or she gets out on bail after she's been shot, been in the hospital for 6 months. Do you know the judge on her case revoked her bail because she was unable to blow into a breathalyzer because she has a partially collapsed lung or she's been shot in the lung or whatever the fuck. She can't blow into, you know how much air it takes to blow into a breathalyzer? She couldn't do that because of her injury. And the previous judge on her case sent her back to jail, revoked her bond. Instead of saying, "Okay, we're going to do a blood test, we're going to do a hair test, we're going to do anything else," because you cannot blow into this breathalyzer, go back to jail. Listen, I feel like this could only happen in Massachusetts. Because here's what, there's no way. And the fact that she knew these police officers and she was a police officer herself makes me cringe a little because where is the camaraderie? But there is none because Massachusetts seems like a very misogynistic town, as we've heard from Trooper Proctor's text messages. It's like your brethren in blue. Why you believing him over me? Because y'all wouldn't believe no firefighter over one of y'all. But either way, y'all are coming in here to take my baby. I'm here to take my baby. And you don't think it's gonna be no struggle or strife? It's crazy. It's crazy because I don't care who you are. Be the chief of police, and you're not just about to walk out of here with my baby. Cause this man said so. The man who haven't been home in days. The baby's still kicking and breathing and living, ain't it? Can't be in that much danger. Anywho, So that trial starts today. She has a new judge because that other judge clearly had some bias against her. But I cannot fathom why she would choose a bench trial over a jury trial. And I'm sure they know more than me because that was my brief synopsis. There's a bunch of other pieces to this trial. I'm going to watch it so we can figure out what exactly they have on her, why they would choose to do this. I'm just not sure why she would choose a bench trial because there was nobody in the room with her and the police officer that shot her. It was just them two. They don't wear body cams. So it's just her saying, no, I pointed the gun at myself. It's him saying, no, she pointed the gun at me. Who is a judge going to believe? All the evidence I have is that you shot her. There's no, but then it also stands to reason that a police officer would say, it doesn't matter where she pointed the gun. She picked up a gun, and my training is to shoot her. Maybe. But does that mean she's charged with trying to shoot you? Yes, 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 yes. Don't forget that, Helena. Don't forget that while she's in jail, mind you, the firefighter boyfriend, moved into her house. But then he didn't come back home and signed an affidavit that he don't live there anymore, which is why he was trying to come take his baby. She said, "Oh, her daddy said, okay, you don't live here no more. I'm changing the locks. I'm putting up security cameras while my baby girl's in jail. Don't come over here no more because you don't live here no more." Him and his firefighter buddies go around there and break into this woman's house. Did they charge them with that? Did they charge him with breaking and entering? No, because Massachusetts seems to be a man love man town above all. Doesn't matter if you're a woman cop. Because when I was watching Kieran Reed, I thought it was cops against everybody. Yeah, it's cop until you're a woman. And then you out there on your own. Yes, chaotic kids. He said he was going there back there for baby stuff, but he stole money, documents, her computer, a letter from him to her saying what kind of great mother she was. Of course, he would take that letter because that disproves everything he put in the affidavit to try to go over there and get her baby took from her. I mean, it seems very commonsensical to me, but we're in Massachusetts and we saw what happened with Karen Reed. Will a bench trial move faster? Possibly. Possibly because he doesn't have to excuse the jury, take the jury out. He can make decisions on rulings right then and there because, they're his. It would possibly move faster. But I think her case is an emotional one, not a factual one. I think a jury would have done better with this case because it stands to reason for a judge. I don't know what the law is. I don't know what the police procedure is. It stands to reason that a judge may say, I know what the police officer is going to say. Whether she pointed at he's saying that she pointed at him. She's saying she pointed at herself. We don't know who's telling the truth. It was only those two in the room. But it stands to reason that a police officer may say, "Well, I don't give a damn. If you pick up a gun with a loaded gun with a police officer in the room, you get shot." It's not the judge that revoked bail. She has a different judge. That the judge that revoked bail got kicked off the case clearly for being biased. But we'll see what this judge says. Helena says she read something about she chose a bench trial because of decisions the judge has made and comments he made about this being ridiculous. Well, then there you go. Well, then there you go. Because otherwise, I don't understand why you would. I would never advise. a client to take a bench trial, like ever, like ever, 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 ever. You have to. It's much hard. It's much harder with one than 12 because if there's a 12-person jury, even if you're guilty of sin, there may be one that say, "Well, wait a minute, I don't think so." There may be one. All you need is one. With the judge, it's him or nothing. And he's going to be looking at the law with emotion second step. I mean, sure, he's human. Sure, he's human, but it's very cut and dry with judges. So we shall see. That whole seat. Like, why does everybody else see it completely different from you people? How come everybody else sees this thing completely different than you people? Like, what is going on here? What's going on here? I'm gonna tell you what. More power to Kelsey. Because if y'all run up in here, then y'all about to take my baby off the word of my ex. With we ain't went to court yet. We ain't showed no evidence yet. He just get to say what he want to say. Yeah, it's gonna be some furniture moving around this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And y'all better hope it ain't no slow slinging, flower bringing once I get done. Y'all got me fucked up. More power to her. Cause I'm gonna barricade myself in this bitch, and y'all gonna have to call the SWAT team. You're not taking my baby from me, and y'all should know that. Y'all should know that. Anywho, we'll see what happens in that case. Um, Kouri's sentencing is on Eric's birthday. Isn't that a full circle moment? Isn't that a full circle moment? Wonder who will give impact statements. We kind of heard their impact statements during the bail hearing. I wonder if they'll just repeat that or if they'll, say something else. I know it's gonna be them sisters, maybe the dad. I don't know. I always I've been thinking about Corey's children lately because I wonder. I feel bad. I was gonna say I feel bad for Corey, but I don't because I think she did do something to Eric. I think she did, but I still feel like it should be up to the children to decide how they feel about their mother. But if they're in the house of them sisters, they are being brainwashed completely against their mother. And I hate that for them and her. I mean, I don't know that I hate it for her. I have a weird sensation about how I feel about it for her. At least one of them should be a teenager, at least 10 or 11. How old was he when all this happened? I'm not sure. How old was the oldest one? Maybe 7 or 8. I'm not sure if sorry for her is the emotion I feel. I'm not sure if it's just I'm not sure. I don't know what to call it, but I don't feel right about those sisters being able to corrupt her children. I think they should be able to make their own decision about their mother because you'd be surprised how many people, if they have like, yeah, my dad killed my mom, but I only got two parents in this world. And I have chosen for my own sake, for my own sanity, for my own whatever to forgive my father. Like you have no idea. But if they're being brainwashed from then till now, it's going to be very hard to get that scoop that part of their brain out. And I don't know if it's feel bad is the feeling I feel, but I feel something. I feel something about it. I feel something that y'all use money from the trust to pay the private investigator because that's their money. That's those boys' money. That's those boys' money. And I feel like if you'd have asked them, can we use $100,000 to investigate your mama? They would have said no. No, thank you. Y'all pay for it if that's what y'all want to do with my mama. I don't know. Feel odd. It feels weird. Feels icky. Feels icky to me. But we will see her sentencing and we will start watching the Kelsey Fitsimmons. I think it starts at 9. I think it's probably on, but I like some fast forward room. So I'm going to do that while I figure out what kind of audit the government has sent me at work. And I'm going to pray for Massachusetts because listen, something's going on over there. And I know there are people there. And you know what? But like maybe they're just the loud majority on the internet because as we have seen with the demand for these Jay-Z tickets, the people on the internet who be yip yip yapping ain't the people in the real world. So maybe they like it out there. Maybe they like it out there because there's no way these same prosecutors and judges would still be in office doing all this ridiculously harmful, biased, unnecessary litigation. Like, y'all have the power, and it seems like it's a lot of them online who hate it, but then nothing is changing. But it might just be the online majority. And then in real life, people love it there. They love it there. Because just a week ago, people were swearing Jay-Z was in the Epstein files and partying with Diddy and nobody wanted to do anything with him. Now I'm trying to get tickets and it's like the Hunger Games. But anywho, that's my own personal cross to bear. Anywho, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get to work. I hope you guys have a marvelous Monday. I'm going to empty my suitcases because I'm trying not to let them sit there for another week. If you're a psychopath who gets home immediately and empties your suitcase, I want you to go see somebody about that because your brain cells are not connecting as they should. If you empty your suitcase the same day you get home, you are a psychopath. And I will not discuss that further. Takes me at least a week, but I'm going to try to be better and do it today. So it only took me a day, maybe tomorrow. I'll see how I feel. Once I open it up, if it gets overwhelming on the open up, then it's going to have to happen next week. I'm sorry. I don't know. Any hootie, happy Monday. Hope you have a great week. Thank you for joining me today on this marvelous Monday. I hope the sun is out where you live. I hope the sun is out where you live because it sure ain't out over here and I am over it. Capital T. Over it. You guys have a good day. Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Bye. Bye, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.